On today's episode, we're going to be talking about getting access and saving your old Instagram content. Welcome to the Up in My Business podcast with me, Lex Lancaster, where you'll get an inside look at all things tech, business, and my life as a physical therapist turned digital operations expert. You'll hear all about my lessons as a business owner, the ins and outs of tech for your business, and more. From SEO, websites, and email marketing to automations, launches, and copywriting, I've got you. I'm so excited you're here. Let's dive in. Today's episode is brought to you by Jane, a clinic management software and EMR. Now, we all know that choosing the right EMR can feel a bit overwhelming, especially when you're just starting out. You're trying to juggle both your practice needs and your budget, and that's not always the easiest combo. Well, that's why Jane came up with the best new balance plan. It includes the essential features you need to keep things running smoothly in your clinic without the extra fluff that you don't. One-on-one telehealth, unlimited support, email reminders, and more are included no matter which plan you choose. So if you're looking for an EMR that helps you focus on your patients, not your costs, Jane is here for you, just like a part-time assistant. Plans start as low as $39 a month in the US, $54 a month in Canada. Visit jane.app/pricing to learn more. And if you're ready to get started, use my code LEX1MO. Again, that's LEX1MO at sign up for a 1-month grace period on your new Jane account. And you will see that linked as well in the show notes. Hello and welcome back to Up in My Business. Today's episode is going to be relatively short because I actually found that last week's episode really resonated with a lot of people based on the comments that I received, and I just want to keep this week light. If you follow me on social media, I did talk about this there last week, but today I just want to talk about downloading your old Instagram content so that you have it somewhere. I know that, I know a lot of people who don't have the assets, aka the graphics and the videos, what have you, in a location, and you're also typing your captions right into Instagram. So if you're one of those people, I would highly suggest you follow what I'm about to tell you. And if you choose not to, it's okay, but just know that if Instagram dies tomorrow, you're not going to have access to your old content. And it's for me, my old content is hugely beneficial because I'm able to repost things because once is never. And I love having access to it and knowing that I can basically pull content whenever I want as far as having the data. And it's super, super helpful. So just follow this process if you're not currently saving your post somewhere else or writing your captions elsewhere, and have an organized way to look at them all. So with that being said, before we jump in, and like I said, I'm going to keep this pretty short, but before we jump in, if you are not on the SEO School waitlist, I highly suggest you get on if you're interested in SEO School. The thing is I did not plan to run a spring cohort, full disclosure, because I find that in the summer, people don't want to be on Q&A calls at night. They just don't. They have kids. They want to be outside. I get it. And that's why I was like, I have low attendance on the Q&A calls, and I find them highly beneficial for the summer, the cohort that runs in the spring through the summer. And so I was like, I'm not going to offer it twice. I will just offer it once and be done with it, and have the calls in the winter when no one wants to be outside anyway. But I am just having a lot of people want SEO help and education, but don't want to wait until the fall. And right now it's not evergreen for me. I do like an open and closed launch-esque way of doing SEO School. So you can't join at any point in time at this point anyway. So I am going to be opening enrollment in April. I'm not sitting here saying the course is going to fill. I don't think that's going to be the case, but I will say if you're on the wait list, you get a discount, you get access to, or the chance to have access to bonuses, what have you. So I highly recommend you get on the wait list if you are interested. With that being said, let's just jump right into the episode because that's really all I have as far as updates go. Instagram isn't owned by us. So we post on Instagram assuming that it's just always going to be a thing. And MySpace is still a thing, but if you were of the MySpace years, you know that MySpace also is like gone now. So if that happens to Instagram and all of your content is just on Instagram and not on a document or on your website in a different fashion or in your notes app, whatever, you're just going to lose all of that content. And I say Instagram goes away, but don't forget, there are also a lot of people who, for whatever reason, spend their time in this life hacking Instagram accounts. So God forbid your account gets hacked, you could lose access to your stuff and then you don't have any of your posts, anything. So there are ways, and I have multiple content pieces on how to edit in Canva, but the thing that I'm going to focus on here is your actual existing Instagram content. If you've been posting for years and not saving your stuff somewhere, ideally you're able to export that. So on Instagram last week, I did post a guide, a very detailed step-by-step guide on how to download your Instagram content from Instagram and also Facebook Meta Business Suite. You have to use both. It's helpful to have both because one gives you the assets and then one gives you the links and the captions. So both of those steps are in that post, and I'm going to link that post. Now, I did have a couple questions come up when I posted that, and also like DMs. Someone asked me, why would we do this? And my answer is just what I had said before, is that we don't have access to this content if we lose Instagram. And if Instagram goes away, if you get hacked, what have you. And if you are not actively writing your captions somewhere else already, like a Word document or your notes app or whatever you personally use, then the problem that ends up existing is that you don't have access to that content anywhere. So now you have to start over, and it just kind of sucks, right? The other thing that I use it for is when I don't have an idea or when I don't want to make something new, I will post something that I've posted before. There is no shame, no harm, no foul in posting or reposting old content. That's the beauty of Instagram, right? Because Instagram is not evergreen. Your content will perform well, potentially for a week to 3 weeks, if that. And then sometimes it's just like a day or 30 minutes. Like we know what that looks like. Whereas, the differentiator between that and your blog post or your website, if you will, is your SEO, blogging, website can go evergreen. So those things can perform for years and years and years. Instagram, that's not the case. You have people that scroll back to, years prior, and that happens every once in a blue moon. But that's not how Instagram works. So I will repost old content all the time because one, once is never, but also two, I know that people aren't scrolling back to search all my content. And if you are, I've also heard from many people, like, I have saved this post 3 times and I still haven't done it. So I will still repost my old stuff. And when I originally downloaded all of my content, I put everything in a spreadsheet, which I show you how to do in the post that I posted on Instagram. I put everything into a spreadsheet and I can just go in there and search in the spreadsheet, SEO, and it'll pull up all of my SEO posts. I honestly love it. And I do have another post about a Zapier automation where if you have Instagram for business, not a personal account, you can also connect it to Zapier. And then every time I make a new post, it actually adds to that sheet that I developed. So now whenever I make a new post, it just goes into that sheet. And it's super helpful for me because now, regardless of where I put my post, my caption, whatever, I have a copy of it saved in that sheet and I can use it for the rest of forever. And it's all automated, so I don't have to worry about going in and doing it myself. Now that's already a post, but I have to adjust it a little bit just because Zapier and Instagram did some security updates. So what I posted prior is not super accurate as it once was for the automation for the new posts. But the one that I'm going to link in the show notes is the ones to pull your old posts, and that is completely accurate. Went through and checked it, so feel free to follow that. Okay, that's really all I have for you. Like I said, I'm going to keep today short and easy, and if you need an episode to go listen to because you have some extra time, I highly recommend going and listening to last week's episode about 6 benefits for blogging for SEO. And then also I got a lot of really good feedback on episode 108, values over volume. And then I also got a really great amount of feedback on episode 104, which is, should you put your prices on your website? I've been toying with the idea of doing a little like survey, if you will, of creators and business owners. Really would focus on business owners, especially like brick and mortar practices and health and wellness online business owners. I'm curious to know who is posting their websites and who isn't online, or their prices on their website, and, you know, why, and what is your thought process, and, you know, who told you to do what, and have you tried it the other way, and so stay tuned for that. I have a little survey like in the works, but I kind of want to send it out in my Monday Minute and put it on here and put it on social media and see what happens with it. I don't know. I'm anticipating that. I would hope I got a lot of participation in it, but I'm not entirely sure. So I'm deciding if I want to do that or not. But I think it could give us some really good information if everyone were to take it and honestly, right? Like a personality quiz. Take it, but take it honestly. So we'll see if I end up going forward with that or not. Okay, that's all I have for you. Now go check out the linked post in the show notes and get your content downloaded. Or if you're already saving your content elsewhere and you have it all somewhere, then power to you. You're already set and you have a copy of everything. Alrighty, friends. I hope you have a great week. Thank you so much for listening. I will catch you next time.